Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brian Mitchell from Trade Algo, day trader for the live sessions. Welcome. Wanted to do a review of the market. We're going to review SPY, QQQ, and Bitcoin. Had a couple wins today. Came really late in the day, which was a little bizarre. I cannot control when plays come throughout the day, but as soon as I have an A+ setup, I will certainly let you know, guys. Where was the last play? I usually post a screenshot for my Weeble. One quick sec. There we go. IWM came 2.5 hours before the market closed, and pretty quickly too. I want to show you guys why I can't post on Telegram, because I get this question all the time. Why don't you put your plays on Telegram? The problem is that people see the trades late and they don't consider, and I say this very respectfully, very, very extremely politely, but it's in my guidelines. Please understand that seconds matter. Come on, Brian, you're telling me that if I get in 10 seconds late or 30 seconds late, it's going to make that big of a difference? Yes. The simple answer is yes, 1000% yes. Options are not only time sensitive, they're very leveraged financial instruments. So I wish I could put things in Telegram. And usually when I post a trade in Telegram, I post a poll. How many of you guys caught it? And a good 3/4 don't catch it even still. So again, I wish I could post swing trades, but I'm going to leave that up to our good amazing trader, Mr. Roman Radensky, Mr. Confluence. 1:12 p.m. Eastern, getting IWM calls ready. I usually, so that people can open their brokers, they can, start typing IWM, and they can look at the call section, and then maybe 10, 20, 30 seconds later, 226 call. Get in around 17 cents a contract, and look, 1:13 p.m. the very next minute, that could be 30 seconds, that could be 60 seconds, maybe less than 60 seconds, 17% already out of half. And 2 minutes later, look at this, guys, 1:13 p.m., 1:15 p.m. out of all but runners. Guys, that's how quickly. And then let's see really quickly. 1:12 was the entry. 1:18, so 6 minutes later, I'm out of everything at 60% gain. So guys, I wish I can give trades on Telegram. I get this quite often, but people see the trade late after coming back from the bathroom, after getting off their work call, after closing the door and letting the dog outside. What seconds matter in the game of options, guys. So I hope you guys can attend. I hope you guys can join me. I love when you guys participate. I love when you guys, there's a lot of new members that sometimes wander in here and they say, where are the trades? Please read this document. I post it many times a day because it's going to help you get in sync. And I want you to not have a frustrating time, but usually when people say, hey, I'm new, I don't know what's going on in here, I post this so that you guys can be in sync and know what's going on. So every time a new member wanders around, you see me post the document again and again and again, because I want you guys not to be frustrated. I want you to have a very awesome time in here. So, wow, I posted it a lot today. There was a lot of new members wandering in. So welcome to all our new members. Let's get into it, shall we? SPY, S&P 500 at new all-time highs. I did post in the video I made on Monday evening going into Tuesday, the day after the holiday, that we had a daily resistance here at 609.73. And I said I won't be bullish, meaning I won't buy calls, I won't long the market until we get above that. So you can see here green day, green day, green day, and then a sharp reversal downwards. So that's the 609.73 right there. That's how I drew this line. You can see here that when we went up on the 31st, we came up and then got smacked right back down. So it is a resistance, right? I look for those sharp pivot points in the chart on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, and the monthly time frame. So I do chart on all those 5 time frames. So you can see here that we struggled getting beyond it a couple days. We got up to it and then just closed right there. We couldn't close a penny beyond that 609.73. Then we went above it the next day, but still closed below 609.73. And it was not until yesterday that we finally flipped it from resistance on this side of the fence to support on this side of the fence. So after yesterday's close, today, as soon as we hit 609.73, it was a buying opportunity. And the news of the FOMC minutes stating in the documents that we're not going to change rates, that was a catalyst to even go further, right? So just looking back in hindsight, something that you guys can do, incorporate in your own strategy. I decided to play IWM instead of SPY because usually I look for confluence. Yeah, it's nice to have a daily support line, but I usually need a little bit more than that. I need 3 pieces of confluence. That's how I maintain roughly around an 85 to 90% success rates, by being extraordinarily picky, extraordinarily patient. And sometimes I'll post it as a trade idea, tell you, hey, we're at yesterday's low, and then sometimes, like yesterday, I said that, and people made a 20, 30, 40% return just off a trade idea. Like, hey, we're at yesterday's low, sometimes this is a good place to long, and people go, hey, thanks for the tip. I was making coffee until you brought it to my attention. So, new all-time highs. I don't trade all-time highs, guys. I know that's frustrating for some people, but for momentum traders that use, say, VWAP, you just keep on playing bounces off VWAP and you play the momentum upwards. I am not a momentum trader, so whether this will keep going, I have no idea, unfortunately. I'm a reversal / resistance trader. There's no resistance here. We're at all-time highs. There's no resistance is formed, so I choose to just wave at it goodbye. And I'll wait for the second test of 609.73. 609, it's still a daily support. I'll usually recycle it once, right? Once today, and then once the following day or next couple days, and then I will leave it alone. Can it bounce after 2 times? Yeah, sometimes it'll bounce 4, 5, 6, 7 times, but every time we test support, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. The more we test support, the more likely we are to break it. So usually I'll only recycle things once or twice, maximum. So 609.73 should be on your charts moving forward. But all-time highs, I usually, it's kind of, it's not that no strategies can be formed, it's just, again, I'm a high confluence trader. If there isn't high confluence and I'm just going off of one indicator like VWAP or the 7 or 10 or 11 EMA on low time frames, it's just not enough confluence for me specifically. Maybe I'm a wuss, but just do what's in your best interest always, and journal your trades so you can see what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. If your red trades come from 5-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, red, 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 cut it out. Start using nothing less than a 15-minute time frame. And if half are red, half are green, maybe move up to a 30-minute, an hour time frame. The bigger the time frame, the more respected things are. But you're not going to know what time frame works best for you and your indicators and your style unless you're journaling, unless you're documenting. Just like a business owner, it would be silly of that business owner who's running a brick and mortar store to just give me everything you have. Are you sure you don't want to pick and choose what items you think works best for your store? No, just give me everything. That person's going to lose money, because if he stocks up on stuff that hasn't sold, you're not documenting what's working well so that you could double, triple, quadruple down on what works so they could fly off the shelves. And, let's not re-up on the products and items that don't sell well in my store that are just taking up space. It would be silly just to keep on buying them over and over again. You're just losing money that way, right? It's the same thing with your trading. Your trading should be treated exactly like a business, to as efficient as humanly possible. So that's SPY. Keep an eye out for 609.73. That's a area I would love to retest. But keep in mind also the old all-time high that we formed here on the 24th will likely also serve as support. 610.79, $610.79. So because they're so close to each other, sometimes what the market movers like doing is just nicking both before going higher. So let's just swoop and grab both of them before we go higher. But the market is looking bullish, so don't freak out if we do get a dip tomorrow. It's just a higher low. As long as we protect this low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we don't form a lower low, don't be freaked out if we get a little bit of a pullback. The market is still bullish as long as we do not close under 609.73. All right. So a lot of people freak out, especially with Mr. Confluence, who gave calls last 10 or 15 minutes of the market open. A pullback is healthy. It's normal before moving higher. The market is higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So pullbacks are normal in the progression upwards. All right. So just giving you levels so that you can keep an eye on your environment. Qs, pretty much same story, but not moving as aggressively as SPY higher, which is interesting because normally QQQ, NASDAQ, is the more leveraged of the indexes, meaning a call for SPY is going to appreciate slower than a call for QQQ. But, we're barely just hanging around all-time highs, which, hold on. We're barely just hanging around the old all-time high. We struggled with it, rejected. We got a new one on Tuesday, even better all-time high yesterday, an even better all-time high today. But we're still pretty close to this 539.18. What I kind of want to wait for, kind of like the, I can't remember the exact stock, the exact price. It was something 73 on SPY. What I'm looking for is this 4-hour support right here at 535.47. That'll be a gorgeous retest because we haven't tested it yet, right? See how we flipped what was once resistance into support with that candle close right there? Have we tested it? No. Usually the first test of a support after forming it is usually the strongest bounce. So 535.47 is going to be a really nice place. Granted that there's no super bad news that's going to put people into panic selling and fear. Fear or even optimism, both the positive and the negative emotion, will water down your technicals. So news will do that. Will push people into panic or push people into optimistic buying. So just as long as there's no emotion in the market or no catalyst, if we do touch 535.47 on QQQ, it's likely to move higher. So let me move my little price marker. There we go. A little bit higher. So, and my alarm is a healthy distance above where I want to get in. And it's right above today's low. So usually, like I said, when the market movers see two supports that are, anticipated, you might want to grab a little bit of your position here, and then another little bit right here. And then even if we go a little bit lower, it's just a matter of time before we go higher. The market is still bullish. All right, so even if we do get a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a wick like this in the morning tomorrow, I'm still maintaining that the market is bullish. Both indexes are looking really good. And lastly, Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been moving sideways for a good 15 days, which is really just it's driving me nuts. Little bit up, little bit down, little bit up, little bit down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Just barcoding. Straight up barcoding sideways. The one thing that's giving me a little bit of a hope, prayer, and wish is that if I normally don't draw sloping trend lines like this one's a little absurd, but if we're playing a game of connect the dots, just grabbing this apex candle right here, this big red candle, the top of the candle. So I always draw lines from the center of the body. I never draw from the wicks. That's never where I draw. I leave the wicks alone, like I pretend they never exist. So body of that candle, and I did connect it initially to the body of, let me see, of this candle right here, but you cannot have candle closes. You can actually, does that work? That does actually kind of work. You cannot have candle closes beneath your support. Otherwise, you're going to have to move them a little bit like this, right? Like I did before. This is so... Does that count as above? No, I'm going to be picky. I'm really going to be picky. And then just move it right there to the middle of that candle. And we are moving higher. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down to retest that as support somewhere around the 96 level. Like this. Boom. And then move higher. And let's see what the trend looks like on this 4-hour time frame after we know it's reaching the top of the range. That's what's making. So if we were to see where we keep on bonking our head, it's pretty much right there. And the bottom of this range is roughly right there. So Daily time frames are aqua green for me. Ranges I color blue. Yeah, it might pop up to roughly 97,982, something like this. It's gonna do it in a really choppy way, and then just like here, 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 97, basically 98,000. It's gonna get a sharp rejection. So it can get a sharp rejection, and then we can retest this 4-hour trend line like this, or we can just hopefully get it sooner rather than later, and then do something like that, right? Um, but that's Bitcoin. Temporarily bullish, even if we do come back down and retest, but we are going to get some sort of a nasty rejection. Um, maybe over the weekend or Monday or Tuesday is what I'm guessing. Maybe sooner if we just go straight up. Either way, I'm temporarily bullish on Bitcoin before a rejection, which, why do I go over Bitcoin? Because also the crypto market and the S&P 500, they're not completely decoupled. Usually if a market goes down, like the crypto market goes bloody, the S&P 500 is not a guarantee that it'll go down, but it'll bring down some of it with it because confidence is shared across both markets. So that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this was enlightening. I hope it was educational. I hope you got something out of it, some value. If you guys have technical analysis questions, I would encourage you to write yours truly, Brian at tradealgo.com. Name of the company, tradealgo.com. But if it's a support question, I wish I can help you. I wish I wore that many hats. I'm just going to forward your email over to support. But if it's technical analysis related, I'm happy to help you, especially if you show me your journal. If you show me your journal, one of my favorite things to do is tweak your journal and say, hey, why are your position sizes all over the place? Or, it looks like you should be taking high-risk trades out of your journal. Stick to the official ones. And people go, oh, yeah, great tip. Or be like, hey, you're really not good at swing trading. Notice how all of them are red and the ones you hold for longer than a day. So send me your journals. I love that more than anything. I like helping you guys grow. 1% better every single day, you're 12 times the person you are at the end of the year. 12, guys. 1% people think that's not a big difference. The compounding is insane if you just try to get better a tiny bit every single day. Alrighty, folks, that's it for me. As always, have a wonderful and blessed evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, February 20th at 10:30 here. Live sessions, Day Trade with Brian, here in the live stream tab. You can find me, and we'll go over some education and hopefully find some trades live together. Alrighty, folks, until next time.